Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review of Tyler Perry's Sistas Season 4, Episode 2. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you are back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please come on in, honey. Get acquainted, sit on down, because we're going to get into it as we get into it. Okay, Tyler. Season 4, you're doing some things. I was intrigued this episode. Do y'all hear me? Baby, I was watching like, and then what else is going on? So, child, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. Previously on Tyler Perry's Sistas. Maurice still getting calls from the pen and whatnot. Calvin's still trying to find his way around. Andi and Fatima are still talking about their little sexcapades when the receptionist walks in and says they found little peanut head Hayden in the parking lot unalive. When the episode first opens up, we pick up where we left off, right? Fatima and Andi are in the office. So they're still sitting at her desk, and Andi is standing up because the receptionist just said they found Hayden slumped over unalive. So Andi is completely taken aback, honey, because you know how she like to do. She stay taken aback. And Fatima, on the other hand, is thinking, mission accomplished. Andi is like, girl, what the hell? Are you okay? She's like, yeah. Andi said, are you sure? Honey, you know we can't have a scene without are you sure? She said, yes, I'm sure. I'll call you later. Andi said, where are you going? She said, I'll call you later. Andi said, come here. Sit down now. And Fatima went. Child, let me tell y'all something. Ain't no way. It ain't no way I would let Andi speak to me like I eat kibbles and bits. No, ma'am, honey. She was talking to her like she was a child or a puppy. Ma'am, I am a grown adult. I'm going to get up. I'm going to sashay out of here with that thing in this white dress, and I told you I'll call you later. Girl, please. And Fatima went over there and sat down. I'm like, okay, see, Tyler be writing Fatima to get on my nerves a little bit when she just be folding for Andrea. I don't like it. So Fatima is like, what? What's up? She's like, tell me what happened. She said, what are you talking about? She said, if you don't tell me, I can't help you, Fatima. Fatima's like, I ain't have nothing to do with that. She said, well, then why when they said he was unalive, you didn't seem shocked? If I had somebody tapping my phone, stalking me, and making my life a living hell, you may see relief on my face, but it ain't gonna be no shock. I'm telling you right now. I really could care less. R.I.P. 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 We just killed. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my goodness. This is too much. So she's like, well, maybe I need to work on my shocked face then. I know that's right, y'all. She's like, no, I'm going to ask you one more time. Fatima said, no. Why don't you believe me? She said, because I know you had issues with him and he was bothering you. Okay. So why do you think I'm supposed to look shocked if you know that he was bothering me? Make it make sense, Andrea. So then Fatima said, yeah, and I guess he was bothering somebody else too, and they got even with his ass. So Andi is like, I don't like this. I don't like it. Girl, cut the Karen antics, okay? Everything's going to be fine. She's like, well, did Zack have something to do with this? I mean, you did say that he had a problem with Hayden. You told me that. Now, you told me that one. Fatima is like, what? No, Zack wouldn't do that. Andi is like, well, he does have a temper. Wouldn't you if somebody was constantly harassing you and stalking you and meddling all in your business? Wouldn't you have an attitude and a temper? Girl. So Fatima is like, no, he would never. She's like, Fatima, you just met that man. You don't know what he will do. She's like, I know him. My thing is this. Why you automatically go to Zack and can't believe it? You can't believe it can't be him. Y'all always do that. And that's why Karen's sitting over there with child all by her lonesome. And she trying to claw and scratch her wig back over there to Zack in his new house because she accused him of something that he did not do. Y'all always do that. She accused him of stealing those credit cards. Like, this is just too much, which I still think is Aaron, honey, and they ain't fooling me. But Tyler hasn't wrote that in yet. So, Tyler, if Aaron is the one who stole him credit cards, is that why he's been missing? Because quiet as it's kept, yes, he did tell Karen to call him once she got herself together. But, I mean, is she going to call him after the baby or the paternity test or what's going to go on? Child, just let me know. Moving forward. Andi over there getting on my nerves, per usual. She's like, okay. So Hayden is just unalive? Is there any way that you could have been involved? She said no. Fatima said, but what I do know is if somebody paid him a visit, what they got to do with me? She's like, I tell you what they got to do with you. Okay, I don't like that because it's like you trying to say it kind of hood because you felt like Fatima kind of said it kind of hood. Did y'all catch that? Baby, I don't like it. Don't try to mock me. Girl, please. She was like, if you hired the person that paid him a visit and beat him lifeless, you could be charged. She's like, look, it's all good. Can I please go? Girl, you ain't gotta ask for her permission to bounce. Andi looking all scared, like Fatima gonna do something to her. She's like, yeah, you can go. Ugh, Andi really irks me. Child is a fool. Moving forward. So once Fatima leaves, then she jumps on the phone to call Zack, only to get his voicemail. She's like, Zack, I need to talk to you. You need to call me back. My girls hold me down. Them boys mess around and sing. In the next scene, Zack is at the house and he gets a call from Andi. Baby, they worrying Zack to death, honey. He trying to get that house together. He done had Karen and her wig stop by, Andi and her locks calling. Fatima finna come over there with some foolishness. Y'all leave Zack alone and let him get in this house. Child, Zack ain't getting no work done. So she's calling him, right? And he answered. Hello? Zack, I need to talk to you. He said, man, I don't feel like talking about Karen. I don't feel like doing it. She said, it's not about Karen. He's like, is Fatima all right? She said, I don't think she is. He's like, did that mother do something to her? She's like, who are you talking about, Zack? Now, who do you think he talking about? Santa Claus? Didn't you just get through saying that he had a problem with Hayden, knowing that Hayden messes with Fatima, and Fatima is getting stalked by him, phones tapped and everything else, and it's all because she's with Zack? Ugh, Andi. And don't be trying to get him to state Hayden's name on the phone. Girl, what is wrong with you? So Andi was like, well, no, it's not. He said, oh, it better not be, because I'll unalive that mother lover. She's like, Zack, I wouldn't say that right now, especially over the phone. He's deceased. Now listen, y'all, I have to change the names and change the wording because of the, placement of the ads and whatnot. And I don't want to be flagged. So that's why I'm saying deceased and unalive. Okay, in case y'all like, girl, just say the word. I can't. I can't really get into it how I need to get into it. That's why we're going to reconvene over on Patreon in the next coming weeks. Because, I'm going to give you the PG-13 version over here. And then we're going to get the rated R version on the other side. Now let's continue. So Zack was like, you lying. What? She said, yes. They found him in the parking lot. And that's all I can say over the phone. He's like, what the? Are you serious? Now see, that's shock. Okay? You happy now, Andrea? That is shock. Moving forward. In the next scene, over at Karen's hair ministry, child, I ain't know what's called Karen's hair ministry and whatnot. Karen is skinning and grinning, honey. His clients all up and through the shop, even a few waiting. Okay, Tyler, keep on listening, honey. First the bank and now this. Shout out to us. So Pam said, okay, you busy in here today. Finally. Only took Aaron disappearing for a while. He left and business picked back up. Honey, Aaron is bad luck. Do y'all hear me? Bad Luck. So her client is like, thank you so much for squeezing me in. Karen said, yeah, I'm glad y'all came back. Child, I can't stand a disloyal client. I can't stand a disloyal nothing. If you've been missing and I find you around on the other side, I'm going to be pissed. But y'all, thank God my opinionator's loyal, honey. Unless the work is superior, then why would you jump ship, honey? Or why would you jump chairs for that matter? Y'all know what? Men rarely cheat on their barbers, but a woman, honey, we gonna hop chairs if we don't do nothing else. But you know why? That's because nowadays these are stylists, okay? Stylists. They lay lace, period. There's nothing else, honey. You better come wash, dry, braid it down, scalp already oiled. Make sure that you have the concealer for your lace. Make sure that your hair is the texture of the wig. Like, you got to have all kinds of stuff done. But back in the day, we used to have beauticians. And baby, that was an all-day affair. I remember one time, it's a story time. It's not really a story time. I remember one time when mama finally let me go to the beautician. It was my first time. Child, I got in there at 10 a.m. and left out of there at 5:30. I said, never again. I was in the 9th grade. But baby, let me tell you something. That beautician had my hair flowing in the wind. That's when we used to wear wraps. Remember when you used to wrap your hair and then you let it down ever so? Baby, that beautician was growing my hair. Do you hear me? They had growing hands back in the day. So you didn't really just jump chairs. But now, honey, if you watch a YouTube video and you can lay my lace, I will be at your house at 3 o'clock. Moving forward. So anywho, they talking and she tells Karen that she has a date. She's like, yeah, he's a white boy and he's country. She's like, oh, okay, well, what's his name? She said, I don't even remember his name, girl. That's crazy. And I'm scared to ask him again. So when he comes, can you ask him what his name is? And she was like, I need to text him so he can pick me up. How long it's going to be? And Karen said, it's going to be about another 30 minutes. I can absolutely ask him his name for you. Child, now Preston done found him another black woman at the gas station nonetheless. I'm not talking to nobody at the gas station. When I say nobody, I mean nobody. Child, I barely want to talk to the attendant. I be sliding my $20 in there and looking away. $20 on pump 2. Cause child, it be the most worrisome men at the gas station. Oh, child, don't let them be standing outside talking to one of their homeboys. They really be like, "Say red." I'm like, oh my God. Oh, child. The gas station is just not the place for me. I don't like getting gas and I don't like going to the grocery store. I really don't like to drive. In my mind, I am a rich woman who has a driver and someone to get her groceries or have the groceries delivered and someone to prepare the meals. But that's just me. Child, I got a whole alter ego going on up here. Do y'all hear me? But why every time somebody sit in Karen's chair, they dating one of their men? First it was Fatima. Last time, unbeknownst to Miss Are You Show. And this time, Danni man, or her ex-man, okay? Shout out to ex-man. And her ex-man got a date with the heifer that like to jump chairs. Baby, it's finna be on. Moving forward. So Pam is like, now that's what I like to see. It is busy. So I know my check is gonna clear. She's like, yeah, your check always clear. She's saying, now that you have Zack's money, but she's like, girl, just answer the phone. So Pam's like, you can thank me. No, ma'am, Pam, she can thank me. I'm the reason why y'all got clients, honey, and y'all ain't fooling me. We told Tyler that Karen needed some business to stay out of Zack and Fatima's business. And voila, magic. She got clients, honey, and I ain't changing it. Pam said, I called the health department on the competition. She's like, that's why all your clients came back. Now Karen got a shop full of clients and she going to take a phone call. She was like, but I got to take a phone call. See, this is why they left the first time. Girl, you cannot be making no phone calls. In the next scene, Sabrina and Maurice are at the bank and she's getting on his nerves per usual. And he's trying to figure out who the mystery man is. Just then he gets a call. Here goes Sabrina with her nosy self. Who's that? Sabrina, you already know who it is, honey, but worry about yourself. So it's Q on the line. So he's calling and telling Maurice that he dropped a dime on the other dude, so he's getting out. And he's afraid that they're going to unalive him for ratting them out. Well, Maurice, you better get your black dress together, honey, because I would not let Q anywhere near me, honey. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. So he's on the phone trying to convince Maurice that he needs a place to stay. He's like, when I get out, I need a place to stay. I'm on a monitor. I gave them your address. Here go Maurice. Oh, no, ma'am. You better tell him that you have the wrong street, the wrong address, the wrong house. I don't know. Get my stuff off of there. Maurice, it ain't gonna happen. I would never answer another call from him. Better yet, he would be blocked because y'all know it's a way to block those calls. Don't ask me how I know. Moving forward. In the next scene, Karen is on her Misery Loves Company tour, so she calls Danni to tell her about the date that her disloyal client has. So she calls. Hello? She's like, hey, girl. She's like, what are you doing? She said, I'm just trying to solve a case. She said, oh, okay. Are you okay? She said, yeah. She's like, oh, okay, so how are you? Girl, how many different ways can you ask, is she okay? Good God. So she's like, what time you get off? She said, in a little while. She said, well, can you come by the shop? She said, for what? She said, I have a client that is going on a date with someone and she said he was country. She was like, now why would I want to see that? And I was thinking to myself, is Preston the only country boy in the ATL? I mean, look at Bubba Sparks. Like, what? Like, what is happening? So Danni is like, why would I want to see that? You being messy. You mad at Zack and you want everybody else to be miserable with you. She's like, I don't know what you mean. She said, I'm not like you. I don't tell a man to leave when I really want them to stay. And Danni, girl, please. Full of lies. Okay. But why would you as my friend want me to witness something you know is going to hurt me? Like, it would be different if she thought maybe Danni was being played, but she was just being messy, honey, and that's that on that. So after Danni gathered her, she calls Andi. Don't call Andi now. She's like, I need to talk to you. Can you stop by? She's like, yeah, is everything okay? She said, yeah, Danni just pissed me off. And so Andi was like, what did she do? She said, well, I told her about Preston going out and she went off on me. So Andi is like, oh, okay, well, I would not have done that. She said, that's what we do for each other. We do that all the time. Their situation is totally different, girl. And so she's like, well, I just would not have done it. She's like, well, let me call and apologize for doing what she does to me all the time. Oh, Karen know how to get on my nerves. Moving forward. Back at the airport, Danni is still on the case. So there's a girl that gets off the plane and she's crying, right? So she's like, no, you're not taking her, after the dude that's been sitting there all day walks up to her. So then Paul Blart, the mall cop, he comes walking up and he's like, what's going on? So Danni said, he been sitting here all day. She got off the plane. She was crying and he grabbed her. So the dude turns and runs away. So Danni takes off her shoe and clucks him real good. She clucked him right in the back of the head. And I was thinking, oh, she landed that. I wonder how many takes that took. Because, baby, she landed that shot. So then Howard, who is of no assistance, I think it was Howard. It might have been somebody new. He goes running behind him and then had the nerve to ask how he was doing. He was like, are you okay? Are you okay, sir? She was like, now, why are you worried about him? Why are you worried about him? You should be worried about me. Child, they don't care nothing about Danni. Moving forward. Now, at first, I was a little bit confused. I'm like, is she accusing him of something he's not doing? Or like, we need to flush that out because I need to hear more about it. But clearly, he's guilty because he ran. I mean, it's really crazy how common that is these days. Like, I even saw a TikTok about how now they're starting to put out like baby car seats and you go up to the car seat and then it's a whole thing with that child. They tracking you like that. I'm like, oh, no, ma'am, honey. That's why I just keep my head down, mind my business, go pick up my curbside and come right on back in the house. Because right now, people ain't acting like they got no sense. Moving forward. In the next scene, Maurice gets home to Calvin wearing one of Sabrina's blouses. He had a little lace number. I said, what is happening? I was like, now what in the little red Corvette is happening here? And I was surprised that Maurice didn't say nothing about it. So Maurice is not enthused by his little meet and greet. And they're talking about it. He's like, well, maybe I should go change my shoes. He's like, he's definitely not going to care about your shoes. Just keep on what you have on. I was like, okay. So they continue to talk about it and sing. It really wasn't much to see there. We'll get into that as we get into it. I guess Calvin put on this blouse because his friend was coming over and whatnot, honey. I was so confused. In the next scene, Fatima gets to Zack's house. Child, this scene was so funny to me. Fatima gets to Zack's house and it's almost completely done. I'm like, Zack ready to move in after 2 episodes. Child, these the kind of contractors Sheree needed for the chateau because it took her 19 years to build that house. Neverland. So Zack is like, I gotta talk to you. She's like, I gotta talk to you too. He said, how was your day? She's like, not good. He's like, you want to tell me? Andi called me and she's like, oh, really? Well, they made a lot of progress in this place. It's looking good. Fatima, I was thinking the same thing, honey. I know you're trying to deflect and, divert the attention to something else. But I was thinking the exact same thing, child. They done put it together already. So Fatima playing crazy. And Zack is like, Fatima, tell me. She's like, I don't know. He said, Andi told me he was unalive. She's like, oh, really? Well, let's go get something to eat. I'm hungry. Are you hungry? He's like, no, ain't nobody trying to eat nothing, girl. Unaliving someone does work up an appetite, honey. I ain't gonna lie to you. So she's like, didn't you do a bid? What I do know about the law is the less you know, the better. Zack, calm down. He's like, I can't believe this. So here come Andi walking in talking about believe it. Andi, go on somewhere and sit down, girl. Get lost. She's like, a man is dead and I'm trying to figure out what you did. I would have escorted Andi and her little narrow hips right on out. Shut up, Andi. Like, how you gonna come to this man's house to accuse him of a crime? I thought you were coming to help. He's like, me? I didn't do nothing. She's like, well, how did he croak? He's like, I don't know. Don't ask me. So Fatima is like, well, don't ask me either. And let the cops do their job. Why are you on the case? Don't you handle divorces? Child. So she's like, well, both y'all going to jail. That's what's gonna happen. So Fatima said, no face, no case. And he's like, you think this is funny? She said, no, I don't think it's funny. She said, a man is gone and the two of you are going to be suspects. Zack said, no, I like Hayden. Here go Fatima. Good God. God is good. So he over there lying and she over there praising the Lord. I said, baby, they play all day. So Andi is like, okay. I can fix this. I know a criminal attorney. And if you tell me exactly what you did, I can fix this. Andi. So they're suspects. But do you realize that you knowing what they did and helping them is just as bad? Use your thinker, Andrea. Girl, so Fatima is like, we don't need all that. She's like, when they see the cameras, it's going to be grass. She's like, there's no cameras there. We're fine. Like I said, no face, no case. So Zack is like, are you sure we're okay? Do you know that we're okay? So Andi was like, no, she doesn't know that. Because after what we went through in the garage, I put in a request for the cameras. Girl, as slow as these people be working, honey, I'm sure there's still no cameras there. You can put in a request all you want to. Does not mean the request has been honored. But Andi would piss me off. Like, why are you so invested in Hayden's little peanut head? You saw he was running amok all up and through that lawyer's office. So Fatima said, and you didn't think to tell me that? She's like, I didn't know you were a criminal. A smooth criminal. Shout out to MJ. You know she stayed strapped, so I don't know what you was confused about. So Zack starts trying to take the fall for it. And Fatima's like, Zack, stop. Andi is like, he is a terrible liar. She's like, just stop, Zack. It's okay. We're good. He's not dead. I called the hospital and he's alive. He wouldn't leave me alone, so I got in his car and I got my brass knuckles and I hit him with a little two-piece. Bop, bop. But then he hit me back, though. They were like, what? He hit you back? She was like, it's fine. I wanted him to hit me because I knew that this right here would be 10 times worse today. So they looking like, what in the world? Who is this? She was like, but no, but that's not it. Then I had my boys parked next to him, and then they beat him up just enough to put him to sleep. So Zack is like, see, I knew I loved you. See, I knew it. See, these two just fit. Because child, Karen would have tapped the phone herself and then turned him in, knowing good and well he worked at the airport all day long, knowing he almost on his third strike. Child, Karen would not have been trusted in this instance. So while he's celebrating her gangster, she's like, baby, no. But wait. It gets better. Then they put him on the hood of his car naked. So they laughing and everything. And Zack said, but he alive, all right? We good? He alive, all right? Child. So then Zack looks at Andi and he goes, why you tripping? Got on your little shoulder pads? Got them on up high? Baby, them shoulder pads was sitting, wasn't they? Oh, child. She was like, no, actually, that's still illegal. Everything that you just stated, it's illegal. She said, girl, come on. Let me show you the place. It's 99% done. Come on, girl. Let me just take you upstairs. Sure, baby, it sure is. They're going to be done by the time the commercial is over. Moving forward. So Andy's like, no, I got to go. So then she looked at Zack and she was like, are you safe? Are you safe? Child, she was like, blink twice if you need help. He's fine, but he better act right before he ends up a car emblem. Well, I'm just saying. So he's like, I found the love of my life. I'm good. Y'all ain't got to worry about me no more. This woman right here, we are the perfect match. Here go Andi. Yes, y'all are the perfect match. Child, yes, they are. Two criminals. She said, well, if you need something or you need some help, just call 911. He said, no, why would I call 911? I've been arrested 12 times. She's 911. Why would I call 911? So, child, they playing back and forth. Oh, child, that was so funny to me. I watched that part like 2 times. I was like, this boy is crazy. He was like, why would I call him? That's the last place I'm going to call. So Andi said, oh, okay. Well, okay, good luck. Well, I'm going to go. Okay, you good? Zack said, you nervous? She said, just a little. Andrea, get your little narrow tail out of here, child. Moving forward. But you need to mind your business. See, this is what happened when you don't mind your business. When she left, Zack said, yeah, give me some. So they did like this little handshake or whatever. Child, then they ran on upstairs to get it popping on those extra materials. Moving forward. Their relationship really is A1 to me as far as fictional relationships go. And child, she harder than Zack. Like he said, baby, he ain't got to call nobody. Fatima is the laws. Child is a fool. And that's the definition of loving somebody for who they are. He does need to be a little afraid, though. Fatima told him she wasn't wrapped too tight, and she meant that. In the next scene, Andi pulls up to the office. Skirt. Girl, why you going back to that office? You don't do no work when you're in there. So she notices it's a car in her spot after hours, right? And she's like, who in the hell left the gate open? Well, she didn't say that. I just judged it up. Well, she was like, who is this in my parking spot? You know what? I'll write a note. I'm going to teach them to park in my spot. Yeah, a strongly worded letter. That'll learn them. Girl, goodbye. So then Gary pops out. I'm like, we cannot get rid of Gary. Boy, go away. So she's like, what are you doing here? He's like, you won't talk to me. She's like, and I'm still not talking to you. She said, is this your car? Get this car and whatever bags you have for your little sluts out of here. And he was like, do you think that I would bring a car and park it here if it's for somebody else? And she was like, I don't know what you'll do. Honey, I don't know either. She's like, get your car out of here. He's like, just hear me out. She said, move your car with your bags before I ram my car into it. So you're going to tear your car up in the process of tearing his car up. Girl, okay. He said that would be a problem. She's like, are you threatening me? He said, no. I'm saying that because it's your car. Girl, it's your consolation prize for messing with this deadbeat married man. He probably got a tracker in that car. He's like, I bought that and all the bags inside. He's like, I'm just trying everything to say I'm sorry. She said, well, you can say it 10,000 times. It's not going to matter. He's like, so you're going to take it for a spin? You're going to take it or what? That shows right there he doesn't care anything about you. Honey, you're telling him flat out, no, it doesn't matter what you say. I'm not taking it. And I wouldn't trust Gary at all. And she's like, move. He said, no, you move it. I'll move it. Throw me the keys. Let me move it. I ain't got no ties to nobody. So then he hands her the keys, right? And she's like, I'm not getting in that car. I'm going to have it towed. He's like, it's a $500,000 car and all the bags are from your favorite designer. She was like, oh, well, I like black designers as well. He said, and I have those in there as well. Gary and all this love bombing is getting on my nerves. She's already said that she wants nothing to do with it. So take heed to that and leave her alone. No matter what's in the car, it's over. Or is it? I don't know. You got to kind of watch Andi. Child, now Andi got the rich men vying for her love and affection. Trips to Paris, Rolls Royce, $1 million tings. Andi must got that kryptonite. Do y'all hear me? Baby, the men's losing their mind. So she starts crying. She's like, please move your car. He's like, no, I will win you back. And this ain't all I got. I got more than this. There's more where that came from. This ain't all I got. Now, I know some people looking at this may think, ooh, that's a grand gesture. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you win me back. That's not cute to me. It's scary. Okay? I don't want it. So take it away. It is over. That's how you end up chopped up. Okay? And on snapped. He will not let go. I've said already, I do not want to be involved with you. So please go. So he leaves and Andi sends a picture to Karen. And Karen picks up the phone and calls her and she's like, what is that? She was like, it's a Rolls Royce. She was like, well, I see that, but what's that in the back seat? So then Andi starts telling her what Gary did, right? So she was like, so he think you gonna fall for this? Andi said, I don't know. She said, are you gonna fall for this? She said, no. Here go Karen. Well, is it in your name? Keep it, sell it, keep the money, for all your trouble. Absolutely not. Remember when Gary gave Andi that money? Then he went to jail and as soon as she made him mad, he asked for that money back. No, let her keep that car. And then she get over there with Rockin' Robin. That's almost $2 million that he spent. He gonna want that back in blood. So you better get that man back that car. Child, Karen gives the worst advice. I'm like, Karen, hush. In the next scene, back at Maurice's house, Calvin's friend shows up and Calvin greets him with a kiss. Mwah. Come on in, girlfriend. So he goes on over there to get introduced to Maurice. And Maurice is looking like, what is this? I do not date these types of men. You already know the type of men that I date. So what are you talking about? So he just looking. And he's like, Calvin, how long have you been living with me? You know that this is not my type. So the dude is looking at him. And Maurice is like, what are we going to do? Bump coochies? So apparently, Maurice is not impressed, honey. But the two of them ended up being friends, child. Moving forward. In the next scene, we're back at Karen's hair ministry. Baby, it's finna be on. So Karen was like, okay, you're all set. How you like it? And here go the lady. I think I owe you. Baby, when she turned her around in that seat, I was like, yeah, you owe her swooping. What kind of soulful hairstyle is that? So she stands up with them tight ends bumped, and in walks Preston. Now, I don't think Karen had ever been introduced to Preston, so Preston walks up. He's like, hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. I'm Preston. Karen was like, oh, nice to meet you. Likewise. Don't she look great? He said, oh, she looks amazing. So Karen was like, well, how did the two of you meet? She said, girl, I told you we met at the gas station. So they finna get ready to walk away. So then she said, wait a minute. She has to pay first. So the girl started looking Karen all upside her head. I'm like, girl, you do know that you have to pay, right? And he was like, well, I can pay it. Like, I can do that. She was like, are you rich? Because he's paying for this $45 hairstyle. Because, girl, that's a good $45 pressing curl if I ever seen one. So, anywho, so Karen trying to stall him, right? So while she's trying to stall and he's filling her in on when he met her, he turns around to grab his wallet, baby, and Danni is standing there. My girls hold me down and sing. Baby, I cannot wait to see what's going to happen next week. But you know what, Danni? You did this to yourself, okay? You was trying to act like you didn't want to have nothing to do with Preston, and now he over there dipping in somebody else's hot chocolate. Child, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. I thought it was so cute. I thought it was a really good episode, and it was very entertaining. I mean, it's a Tyler Perry production. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.